Let's make the LED for the LED flashlight. And the way we're going to do this is we are going to make this 2D sketch right here. And all of these numbers here are things that I measured at the dial caliper. So this is the total height of the plastic part. This is half the diameter of that base part. This one is the diameter of that cylindrical body. This is the height of the little base part. And then we're going to make it so that this arc here has a radius that's equal to this 0.095 by making this line come up to just the right amount, as I'll show you in a minute. Then we're going to revolve it to get this part right here. So let's do that. We'll put a sketch on the front plane and zoom in, and we'll make that first vertical line for the total length or height of the LED. That's 0.34, and that was not correct. Let's go ahead and give this is 0.34. There we go. And now let's go back to the line tool, and if you look at that document, the next thing we want to make is a horizontal line at 0.115. Again, this is the radius of that base part of the plastic part of the LED. And then we'll come up 0.04. And we're at this point. And now I want to make the vertical edge on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and make sure it starts right there, and then it's going to come up some distance here, like so. And again, going back to here, I've measured this value. And I got twice this number when I measured the diameter right here. Since we're doing a revolve, everything is the radius instead of the diameter, but I measured that, and half that is 0.095, so I've got to specify that dimension now. So from here to here, 0.095, 0.095. And now I can fill this part in. This is a tiny little part that I got about 0.2, and that's evidently what it is. Okay, now I want to make sure that this arc here has a radius equal to this 0.095. So that means I got to determine how far this point is from this one. And it is equal to that 0.095 here. So 0.095 here. Okay. Now I can put in the radius here to here. And you can see how as I move around, the little tangent glyph shows up. And I want to move it so that I'm right there. So left click, and I get this arc tangent to here, and that should do it. Let's see if it matches what we had over here. I think it does. Yeah. So if we accept that sketch and then revolve around this axis, we're going to get the base there. Okay, so press P. We don't need those planes. So here we've got the base of the LED. Okay, let's put the planes back on, because what we want to do is put in the feet or the legs. And to do that, I want to make a sketch. Yeah, the reason I want to have those planes on is because, let me turn them off again and go to isometric view, and let's put in let's just view the right plane. Since we're dealing with such small parts, we have to zoom out to see the plane. So the reason I want this plane here is because when I put a sketch on the bottom to start to draw the legs, I want to have that plane there because I want to make the legs in that line. So what I'm going to do is choose the line tool, construction line, and make a construction line right there. And now I don't need that plane, so I can press P to get rid of them all. And here I'm going to make the little circles for the legs that come out. And they're going to be on that line that I just made here. So they have a diameter of 0.02 inches. And so we'll put them right on the line, 0.02. And another one, 0.02. And if we come back here, you can see that they're 0.06 from the edge. So dimension here to here, 0.06. Here to here, 0.06. Everything is black, so we've got the fully constrained sketch, and we're ready to make the legs. And when I did this, I got legs that were, let's see, my legs were 0.92 and 1.09. So let's go ahead and just extrude. Let's see, how do we want to do this? Let's do this one first and make that one 0.92. Let me make sure that's what it should be. 0.92. Yep. And the other one, I have to turn that sketch back on, visibility. The other one, as I extrude, is a little longer at 1.09. 1.09. So there is our LED so far. Okay, what we're missing is the flat. And so let's go ahead and put the planes back on, and if we go back to here, you can see the method. One way to do that is to use the cut command, which I'll show you in a minute. And we're going to make an offset plane from one of the origin planes, distance 0.1 inches from the origin, and it's going to be this plane right here. And you can see it right here and here in the side and top view. And then we're going to use the cut command to just get rid of all this stuff. So let's try that. Okay, so the flat is sort of in this direction. If you look at the LED, hopefully your sketches show that. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, offset plane. We're going to come out here a little bit. Remember, this is from the origin, so we're coming out here by a little bit, and it's going to be a very tiny bit. And we're going to pull this offset plane out so that we chop off just a little bit here. So we're going to make it actually 0.1 inches. So 0.1, and again I measured that. Okay, so now we have this offset plane. Shift 7, let's press P to get rid of the plane, and let's turn this guy back on. So we've got this plane which intersects. Due to the small size of these parts, it's hard to use these big planes because the edges go so far. At any rate, so we're going to chop that off, and let me show you how to do that. Alright, so we'll press the cut tool up here. We'll select the LED and then split it with that plane. So I'll click the plane, and you can see I made another part here, and it chopped that little part off right there. So let's accept that. And now we've got this. So if we go to each of these parts, so this is going to be my LED part 1. So rename LED. I forget what I had you name it. Let's call that LED. And let's rename this one removed part. Removed chunk. Okay, and we can make that a different color, say, I think. Edit appearance. And you can see that's what we took off. So if we want to just see what it looks like, we can turn off the visibility of this part, and there's our LED. And then when we assemble these, we'll just use the LED part, and we'll leave this guy behind. And I believe that is correct. So the flat is in line with the legs, and also it's on the longer side. So that is one way to make the LED for the LED flashlight. Thanks for watching.